What if the secret to truly feeling healthy and energized every day wasn't more pills, vitamins, or impossible diets? What if you didn't have to leave your longevity and wellness up to factors you can't change, like your genes, or whether you smoked 30 years ago? What if one single change, one you can make right now, could drastically transform the way your body heals and ages, right from the very chair you're sitting in at this very moment? Simply put, there's a part of you that secretly controls every vital part of your body, from blood pressure to blood sugar to energy to sleep to brain function and memory. For me, finding this was a miracle, and I'm far from the only one. If you're over the age of 55, if you or a loved one are starting to notice those telltale signs that doctors assure you are just part of getting old, then I need to show you a secret about your body. Take 2 fingers, place them on your neck like this. Got it? Now right behind this spot lies the answer. One that appears to explain why so many of us seem to struggle as we get older. Even as a select few seem to stay youthful and spry, happy and strong well into their golden years. My friend, if you can understand the ancient secret I'm about to share with you and harness the power hidden in your own body, I'll show you where, then you too could stop surrendering to a body out of balance and out of control, that virtually every part of you can be great again, that you can feel an amazing new energy flowing to every part of your body. What you're about to discover is the missing link between your heart, your brain function, your blood sugar, your blood pressure, your digestion, and even your weight and energy. And awakening a vibrant new body could literally be as easy as placing that finger on your pulse. Let me explain. My name is Jim Donovan, and that's me up on stage in front of 500,000 people at Woodstock 99. Once upon a time, I was a rock star playing to crowds and screaming fans, sharing the stage with the likes of Carlos Santana and Robert Plant, all while doing my best to ignore the pain and fatigue that seemed to follow me everywhere. Next thing I knew, my rock and roll life came to a screeching halt. I can tell you I've been through it all, the anger, the fear you're losing control, and even a major surgery that almost took my life, not just once, but twice. Thankfully, I'm still here today. In fact, I believe those challenging experiences were a gift because I discovered a secret about my body that no one knew. Not my doctor or my college biology teacher had ever told me. One that I'd like to share with you today. It's a secret that you can put to work for your health right now. Fair warning, it's not a supplement or a vitamin or a diet workout regimen. It's not a device or gadget either. Nothing wrong with those things, but this is completely different. In fact, you might even think it's a little strange, even though you'll definitely want to give it a try. You've likely been told, as I was, that restoring a sense of wellness is only about suppressing the immune system or the cardiovascular system in your heart and arteries, or the neurological system in your brain. After all, if you go to the doctor, that's what he or she will check off the list. Heart and arteries, check. Brain, check. Immune system, check. But I'm guessing you've never heard your doctor talk about the vagus nerve and why it's so important to how you feel every day. Your vagus nerve is a string of silvery white cells that run from your brain to every major organ in your body. In fact, it's the longest nerve in your body and is responsible for all the communication between your mind and body. The ultimate function of your vagus nerve is to maintain balance in all bodily systems. It's truly an amazing part of being human, given to us to heal from the inside out. For years, doctors have ignored it, and most scientists have been clueless as to what it actually does. Yet this ancient and powerful part of the body may just be the one extra factor that decides whether you stay young, vibrant, and healthy, or grow old, feel worn out as your body and mind slip into that familiar cycle of decline that you've seen claim so many. According to Benjamin Shield, PhD, the vagus nerve is central to every aspect of life. Gut sensitivity, inflammation, brain fog, immunity, stress, and many others all have common root in your vagus nerve. The condition of the vagus influences how you sleep, how much glucose goes into your bloodstream, your heartbeat, your blood pressure, your breathing, your joints, and even how your body responds to pain. That's because your vagus nerve carries out a very special function in the human body, one we've only just begun to understand. There's no other system in our body that has so much influence on how we feel physically and mentally. I'm going to show you why in so many people around the world, especially seniors, that the ability of the vagus nerve to carry out its special function can change, especially due to certain dangers you're likely exposing yourself to every day. But most importantly, I'll share with you an ancient secret that could help you restore this crucial part of your body, sending it and you roaring back to life. In multi-million-dollar labs around the world, scientists are developing new ways to awaken your vagus nerve, and the results are incredible. Could the vagus nerve explain why these small groups live 19 years longer, with younger brains, stronger hearts, and a super strong immune system? The vagus nerve is the longest structure of its kind in your body. It runs from your brain to every major organ you have, which is unique because not even your blood vessels or arteries do that. It's like the missing link between every major process going on inside you right now. And recently, scientists noticed that the human body changes depending on how active the vagus nerve is. So they began measuring that activity using an indicator called vagal tone. And they made some fascinating discoveries that could have a huge impact on how we understand health and aging. For instance, when they studied vagal tone in seniors, they found those with high vagal tone were consistently outliving those with low vagal tone. In fact, when they went into hospitals, they found the same thing. After health journalist Gaia Vince looked into the phenomenon of high vagal tone, her findings were stunning. She said, people with high vagal tone are not just healthier, they're also socially and psychologically stronger, better able to concentrate and remember things, happier, more empathetic, and more likely to have close friendships. But here's where things get truly exciting. Now, we all know that high-performance individuals like marathon runners or other athletes tend to be very healthy. When scientists study them, they find brains that stay younger for longer and strong, healthy hearts. They also find that these superhumans even live up to 19 years longer than average. Until now, we've always attributed their health to the fact that they exercise. But what if the egg came before the chicken, so to speak? Because when scientists looked at these high-performance individuals, they also found it, you guessed it, high vagal tone. In fact, scientists now believe that your vagal tone could literally predict how long you will live and when your body will start to show its age. Over the years, there have been so many fads when it comes to fighting age. 20 years ago, it was antioxidants. Then it was yoga and green juices. Today, people are simply resigning themselves to thinking it's all genetics. Either you have good genes or you don't. But the vagal tone discovery calls all of that into question. Instead of placing all our hope in antioxidants, jogging, or genetics, could the right vagal tone be the true key to health and longevity? But watch out. While high vagal tone appears to make you feel energetic, healthy, and young, low vagal tone seems to have the direct opposite effect, sending our most crucial bodily processes out of balance. Blood pressure, inflammation, blood sugar, mental function and memory, digestion, pain, excess weight, sex drive, mood and happiness, and even immunity. Sadly, I believe it's likely that millions of people across the world are secretly suffering the effects of low vagal tone. You see, vagal tone naturally gets lower with age, but you may actually be exposing your body to dangers every single day at your job, at your dinner table, at the doctor's office, and even every time you close your eyes at night to sleep. These dangers could be lowering your vagal tone. Is your blood pressure higher than you'd like? Is your blood sugar slowing you down? Do you feel foggy and fatigued? You may think that none of these things are related, but just consider Have you or a loved one been suffering from low vagal tone all this time? In a moment, I'll share 4 of the biggest threats to your vagal tone. One of them has to do with your cell phone. I'll show you how scientists are restoring vagal tone in a range of age groups with all kinds of different bodies to amazing effect. As the online journal Life recently reported, raising vagal tone has proved so successful, researchers are now looking into using vagal nerve stimulation for a range of things. But most importantly, I'll show you firsthand the ancient, all-natural way to awaken the vagal system inside of you. A secret you can use from the comfort of the chair you're sitting in now. It's almost hard to describe the exact feeling you get when you experience it for the first time. I've seen people reduced to tears because they have never felt that kind of energy flood their bodies before. It's as if everything slides back into place inside of you, as if some divine hand were putting everything back into balance. For example, I recently met a man named Rick who was tired of his creaky old body slowing him down. After I showed him this all-natural secret to stimulating his vagus nerve, it was like a light had been switched on behind his eyes. He told me he hadn't felt that way in years. What's more, Rick reports he is still feeling the effects today. For him, being able to access and stimulate his vagal system really has been a gift. And he's not alone. There are so many other stories to share with you, but perhaps you're wondering what might happen to your body when you try the first method I'll show you to improve your vagal tone. Well, if finding out were as easy as watching a 12-minute video with 0 workouts, strict diets, pills, or gizmo required, would you say yes to finding out? Let me share with you the secret I told Rick. How your vagal system secretly influences your body's most important functions, from blood pressure to blood sugar, to inflammation, to brain function, to mood, and even protecting your cells from free radicals, and the breakthroughs that happen when you stop ignoring it. My age and lifestyle caught up with me little by little, and then all at once, as they say. Really, it shouldn't have come as a surprise. When you're appearing on magazine covers, when you're hanging with Conan O'Brien, when Oscar winner Jodie Foster is calling you up to ask you to use one of your songs in her new movie, well, you get to feeling invincible. You ignore the symptoms, the fact that you're always tired, that you can't sleep well, and that your mind is foggy. Instead of listening to my body, I did what many rock and rollers do. I ate too much, I drank too much, I partied too much, whatever it took. But you can only keep that way of going for so long. And boy, did I find out the hard way. When it all came to a head, my doctor warned me that I had to change my lifestyle, that the next time, well, let's just say I didn't want there to be a next time. So I changed my diet. I exercised. I read all the books and websites about health. I did yoga. I took supplements. I would have eaten tree bark if someone had told me to. And this should be the part of the story where I can tell you I got healthy again and how you can do it too. But it's not. Because not too long afterward, I wound up in the hospital again. At that point, I nearly lost all hope. My body just felt used up, long past its sell-by date. So I started doing research, hoping desperately for an answer. Thankfully, I found information about the vagus nerve. Again, why didn't my doctors know this? I found out where your body is absorbing oxygen in the lungs, the vagus is there. Where your heart is beating, the vagus nerve is there again. Where your digestion is taking vital nutrients from your food, the vagus nerve is there too. Where your brain is forming memory or making you feel happy or sad, the vagus nerve is part of it. It's totally unique in that it connects everything inside of you in a way that not even your blood vessels can. Except for years, it wasn't totally clear what this vagus nerve was doing in all these places. What we know now is that your vagus nerve is crucial to maintaining the delicate balances that keep you alive. From your blood sugar, to your blood pressure, to inflammation, and to free radicals, to the oxygen levels in your blood, to the balance between fight or flight chemicals like cortisol and feel-good chemicals like dopamine and serotonin. Think of the thermostat that kicks on to maintain a perfect temperature in your home. Well, the vagus nerve is similar. It kicks on to restore balance. Sadly, as we age, the vagus nerve loses that spring in its step, and these delicate, important balances can shift as a result, especially true in seniors, which may be one of the most important factors in whether we grow old and weak or we stay young and healthy. Because it's these precious balances that determine, among other things, whether inflammatory cytokines are hanging out where we don't want them, whether free radicals are allowed to run rampant, whether blood flows slowly and smoothly through our heart, whether our liver is releasing gobs of glucose into our blood, whether we feel relaxed or stressed and worried. In other words, the most important thing you can do for your health is to ensure that your body is in balance. As best-selling author and health expert Dr. Andrew Weil has said, when asked why human beings break down, he says the short answer is that the capacity of the healing system to restore balance can be exceeded by the forces or circumstances of imbalance. Now, if you're looking for a quick cure, there are probably plenty of guys out there on the internet waiting to take your money. But that's not my purpose here. In a moment, I'll share the 4 big dangers destroying your vagal tone. These are dangers you're exposing yourself to every single day at your job, your dinner table, at the doctor's office, and even every time you close your eyes at night to sleep. But more importantly, I need to share with you the ancient secret to improving your vagal tone, sending the vagus nerve inside of you roaring back to life stronger than ever. You see, scientists recently discovered that they could change vagal tone in people with implanted stimulators. And when they did, they noticed other strange changes to their body. The electrical activity in their brains quieted down, allowing for more restful and focused brain states. But they also began losing weight. The more excess weight they had, the more they lost, almost as if the body was resetting itself to an optimal state of being. No changes in diet or exercise were reported. And the strange changes kept coming. Blood pressure improved. Old joints felt good as new. Memory improved. Blood sugar levels improved. Aches melted away. Moods brightened. Brain function increased. Says Charlie from Washington State after scientists used an implant device to raise his vagal tone. Before, I couldn't concentrate to sit and watch a movie with friends. After, my concentration gradually returned. My mood has brightened. And for me, the vagus nerve has been a game changer. Pretty amazing. But to be honest, these results frighten me because they were all accomplished in labs by cutting into the human body and zapping the vagus nerve with electricity. It's this kind of violent carpet bomb intervention that has become sadly typical of the modern world, I'm afraid. And what no one's telling you is that there's an all-natural, inexpensive way to stimulate your vagus nerve and even possibly raise your vagal tone. Now let me ask you, if you could look in the mirror and change things about your body, both inside at a cellular level and outside too, what would they be? What if the better version of you is waiting to be discovered or rediscovered? And what would you do once you became that better version of yourself? With what I'm about to show you today, my hope is that you'll no longer have to wonder. We've only just begun to discover the true scope of what happens to the body with the right vagal tone, brain health. For example, scientists in Canada noticed that raising vagal tone in rats implanted with a stimulator boosted brain enhancers like dopamine and norepinephrine up to 50%. And researchers at the University of Texas found that vagal tone could influence plasticity in rats' brains, potentially making it easier for them to learn new things quickly and without confusion. The immune system. Meanwhile, a 2018 study reported there is overwhelming evidence to suggest that the vagus nerve is an important component of the immune response, and manipulating vagal tone is a way to modulate the immune system. Supporting the heart and arteries. Studies now show that one of the vagus nerve's biggest jobs is to support the heart and arteries, keeping them supple and strong. An animal model from the University of Iowa even found that implanted vagal stimulation protected arteries from the ravages of a poor high-salt diet. And when researchers in Switzerland used a similar technique on humans over the course of 3 months, they watched in amazement as blood pressure dropped by 36%, or 31 points. Not just that, but the goal of the study was not even to achieve the highest blood pressure reduction possible. Naturally, regulating blood sugar. Studies also show that when the vagal system springs to life, the liver releases less sugar into your bloodstream, improving blood glucose levels, soothing your digestion and cutting cravings. The vagus nerve is also the major connection between your brain and your gut. It influences your food intake, your digestion, and may ease sensitive digestions. An animal model even found that stimulating the vagus nerve led overweight subjects to eat less. When you raise your vagal tone, it's like everything in your body reverts to a calm, powerful, and most importantly, healing state. But I believe that's just the beginning of what becomes possible if you improve your vagus nerve to the right vagal tone. You see, many, if not all of these studies got the vagus working with risky surgeries, expensive devices, and even shocking the vagus nerve with electric current. But if you really understand how the vagus nerve works, you see how wrong-headed these modalities truly are. Drugs and surgery are the last thing your vagus nerve needs. Let me show you why. 4 modern dangers are destroying your vagal tone. Danger number 1, invisible electric fields. Do you keep a cell phone in your pocket? Do you have a television or other electronic device in your home that are on all the time? These could be bathing you in dangerous electrical fields 24 hours a day. You see, in 2017, researchers at Penn State Children's Hospital noticed that babies in a neonatal unit had low vagal tone. They discovered that the machines and computers in the neonatal unit were creating electromagnetic fields, and these fields were lowering the baby's vagal tone. It doesn't just happen to babies. The same thing happens to us adults too. Danger number 2, trauma. The vagus nerve is what keeps the balance between the fight or flight mode triggered by trauma, even emotional trauma, and your body's healing mode. According to emerging research, a strong enough traumatic event, even if it's purely emotional, could result in long-term low vagal tone. Danger number 3, stress. As I've said before, your vagus nerve regulates your fight or flight mode that comes on when your body is faced with a trauma or a threat. After the threat is past, your vagus nerve has the job of restoring your body to balance, shutting down all the stress chemicals and helping your body heal itself. The problem is that your body can't always easily tell the difference between a situation that's merely stressful and one that threatens your life. In short, it just wasn't built for a modern world where we are constantly bombarded with stressors, increasing your worry and cluttering up your mind. Where every doctor seems to want to fix everything with more pills and supplements. Where you constantly have to worry about having enough money to last into retirement, if you retire at all. As Dr. Norman B. Anderson, head of the American Psychological Association, recently put it, America is at a critical crossroad when it comes to stress and our health. As we get bombarded with these stressors, our bodies get stuck in this fight or flight mode, with the vagus nerve unable to restore balance. It's like a ship getting hit with wave after wave. After a while, the whole thing capsizes. Danger number 4, drugs. Have you ever noticed how people seem to get caught in spirals of illness? They start taking pills for one thing and then pills for the side effects and on until they're taking 6 or 7 different drugs a day. It's called prescription cascade. And what big drug makers don't tell you is that they make a ton of money off of it, over $100 billion a year. What they also don't tell you is that many drugs actually interfere with the mechanisms the vagus nerve uses to maintain balance in the body, potentially resulting in lower vagal tone. Now, obviously, you can do what you can to try to decrease your exposure to these dangers, but let's face it, that might not be possible in all cases. Luckily, there's an easy way to potentially send your vagus nerve roaring to life and swinging the balance from decline to strength, vitality, and healing. I once had a 90-year-old woman drive 5 hours to come learn the secret from me. She arrived thoroughly worn out. At the end of our session, it was like looking at someone who had just come up for air after being underwater. Here's what she later said about it. As I've gotten older, my body has weakened. Today, what Jim Donovan taught me has had a huge impact. The kind of limitations I have, to know that they can be relieved is great. I'm going to go home, I'm going to do it tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day. But wait, if this is such a breakthrough, why is no one talking about it? Well, in elite circles, they are. Big drug companies like GSK are quietly investing millions into studying the vagal system. Even new companies like GammaCore have a vagus nerve stimulation device that costs over $7,200 per year without insurance. Silicon Valley, in its quest to live forever, is jumping on the bandwagon too. Of course, no one's telling you about this huge breakthrough for one simple, sad reason. Money. I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing ads soon for vagal tone restoration using risky surgeries or drugs. After all, that's where big medical corporations make their money. So they definitely don't want you to learn about my all-natural, inexpensive alternative. One you can use from the comfort of your home anytime you want for less than most people will spend on lunch. That's because what I'm about to show you about stimulating your vagus nerve is already inside of you. And I'm going to teach you how to access it. You might feel a little tingly at first as your vagus nerve is awakened, and then you'll see why this has been with you as a healing power all along. This secret pops up everywhere from ancient Greece to ancient Egypt. And yes, I realize how wild that sounds, but I've already shown people how to do this. These aren't hippies who live on kale and believe in the healing crystals. Not that there's anything wrong with that. These are accountants, financial analysts, moms, grandmothers, business owners, health professionals, and retirees of all kinds. I've had Fortune 500 companies come knocking on my door to help their executives. I've been flown out to exotic corporate retreats with CEOs to show them how to nurture their vagus nerve with sound and increase their vagal tone. I've had a private university ask to study my methods, and I've had publishers approach me to do documentaries. What I'm going to show you is not expensive at all. It requires no supplements, no gadgets, no gizmos or refills. You can do it sitting right there in your chair as soon as you want. What's the healing secret? Let me show you. If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think of energy, frequency, and vibration. The water you see here is not running through a hose. The water molecules are being moved by a hidden force. It's not magic, it's sound. A specific frequency is moving the water. Sound is energy in motion. It can even move objects. When sand is placed on a flat sheet of metal and exposed to sound, the sand will move and form intricate patterns. And just as sound causes water molecules and matter to behave in strange and surprising ways, It can do the same for the molecules in your body by using certain sound frequencies. Most importantly, you have a personal sound frequency that's unique only to you and will help you stimulate your vagus nerve and improve your vagal tone. Now you might be thinking, really? Is this possible for me? Can I really start improving my vagal tone and how I feel every day with just sound? Yes, everyone has the same reaction: disbelief, skepticism, and I get it. I'm a musician, and even I was skeptical at first. But scientists are already using sound to affect the human body, from bones to brains to the kidneys. As Dr. Mitchell Gaynor, director of oncology for Weill Cornell Medical College, explained, there's no organ system in the body that's not affected by sound and vibration. As it turns out, there's a specific vibration that naturally raises your vagal tone, a specific frequency between 85 and 255 hertz. Make no mistake, you can't just turn on your radio to your favorite song and start healing. And no, those magic frequency videos on YouTube probably won't help you that much either. The special frequency comes from within you. I've shown millions of people how to use sound for better health and how to access their own healing frequency for over 20 years now. My life has changed completely since I started sharing my methods. And it's changed for so many others recently too. Like Michelle M. She says, after your exercises, I physically feel better, less congested, lungs and breathing are much improved. I've appreciated Jim's knowledge and skill. He's always welcoming everyone at whatever level they may be. And Tina B says, I really enjoy your content, and the sound healing program has helped me tremendously. I think it's wonderful that you offer videos on techniques for improving vagal tone and overall health and wellness. It's a great resource for people who suffer from stress, anxiety, and difficulty sleeping. Tatiana S. had fast results. In just a few sessions, I have noticed sharper mental focus and less anxiety. Jim is an excellent instructor, very precise, patient, and knowledgeable. Marianne wrote in to say, for several months, I was seriously depressed. The basis of it turned out to be a medication error. The sound healing techniques have given me some great tools as part of my restoration. And Cindy A's life is getting better too. She says, I have an autoimmune challenge that can be debilitating. Using your sound methods regularly has made a tremendous difference in my life. Are you ready to see what they're doing? Will you give it a try with me? How I stumbled across a 4,000-year-old sound healing secret. After I quit my band and stopped touring, I didn't honestly know if I'd ever make music again. I was just too worn out after too many years of hard living. A friend asked me to host a small drum therapy workshop. I knew zilch about health at that point, but I was arrogant and I figured I would just dazzle them with some rhythms from my hit songs and then call it a day. Instead, I ran out of material within 20 minutes. Worse, I discovered that most of these people couldn't care less who I was. Grasping desperately, I reached for something, anything to fill the hour that remained on the clock. Then out of nowhere, I started adding in simple vocalizations, and that's when something incredible happened. It was like a wave had washed over the participants. They were utterly transfixed and completely in the moment. We kept going, getting more and more intense, and when we finally stopped, I was looking at completely different people. Their faces seemed changed. So did their bodies. Afterwards, several students walked up to me, saying they had experienced an energy in their bodies they had never felt before. Had I stumbled on a special frequency hidden in the human voice capable of restoring vagal tone? I began to hold private, small workshops where I would experiment to find that special vibration again. Sure enough, people began coming up to me with strange stories of healing and newfound well-being. That's when Rick, who I mentioned earlier, came up to me saying he hadn't felt like that in years. I felt better too. So I did some research. I found the traditions involving a healing vibration in the human voice that can be found all throughout history. In ancient Egypt, ancient Greece, in the Cherokee Nation, where elders told visiting scientists, the voice is our greatest medicine. There's actually a shocking amount of similarities between these ancient sound healing rituals and what's happening in science and vagus nerve stimulation today. Had I stumbled onto the very reason that sound healing using the human voice pops up again and again all throughout history? Could all these traditions come right back to the vagus nerve and a special vibration found in the human voice? French researcher Fabien Maman says, the human voice carries something in its vibration that makes it more powerful than any musical instrument. Imagine suddenly feeling a new energy coursing through your body as your mind suddenly clears, as your heart and blood pressure suddenly feel more calm, as things shift back into balance throughout your body. What kind of life would you lead if you woke each day with a vitality that you haven't felt in years? If you could rely on razor-sharp recall and excellent, lasting memory? If you had the strength and stamina for a new adventure, new hobbies, and even new love? Well, get this. A study from Bangalore found that a certain type of vibration produced in the human voice was actually producing effects similar to stimulating the vagus nerve with electrical pulses. The method used in the study, as I showed you earlier, led researchers to conclude that this type of vocal vibration could be a potential, as yet unexplored way of activating the vagus nerve. They even suggested that with more studies, it could one day be used at your doctor's office. I won't hold my breath for that to happen. Yet more and more studies appear to confirm that there is a definite link between vocal vibration and the vagus nerve. In one case, a certain kind of vocal vibration significantly increased mental exam scores in elderly subjects, just as vagal tone restoration has been shown to do. In another, blood pressure naturally improved itself after just 5 minutes when a specific type of vocal vibration activated the vagus nerve in patients. And here's some great news. You do not need to be musical to produce this powerful type of vibration. You don't have to have a good ear or a good voice. That's why I created a series of methods and techniques to help regular people produce the kind of vibration these studies reference. The first one I call brain humming. It's all about finding the vibration unique to you that you produce with your own vocal cords to stimulate your vagus nerve. Brain humming requires zero musical ability. As I began testing these techniques in small sessions with few people, well, it wasn't long before the word got out. Suddenly, corporations like FedEx, Morgan Stanley, and Comcast wanted to bring me out to work with their executives. NCAA college sports teams were having me work with their athletes. Multi-millionaires were flying me out to exclusive resorts for private sessions. After witnessing the effects of my techniques on students, a major university in Pennsylvania offered me a full-time position on their staff so I could share my knowledge. And that's when I decided that I couldn't just keep the secret for a few rich people and those lucky enough to hear about my private workshops. So recently I took the brain humming technique and all my other sound-based vagus nerve methods into the studio, the very same professional grade studio where I've recorded some of my music, except this time the goal was to create a way to share all my sound healing secrets with folks in the comfort of their own homes so you can start the healing anytime, anywhere you want, anytime you want, in just minutes with no difficult exercises or boring meditation. I've recorded over 3 hours of guided video sessions for you where I share every sound-based vagus nerve stimulation technique you'll ever need. I wish I could put into words the divine and overpowering sense of healing that we all felt in those sessions. And now I can show you the amazing result. You can feel the calm, rest, and relief of sound-based vagus nerve stimulation anytime you need it in the brand new Donovan Sound Solution. The Donovan Sound Solution is not a collection of magical frequencies. It is not a device. It is not a supplement or special diet. Rather, it is a sequence of guided video and audio experiences designed to naturally awaken parts of your body that regular medicine can only partially access. I've already told you a little bit about the first of these techniques, the brain humming technique. The brain humming technique that awakens the vagus nerve. If you're ready, you'll be able to access that in just a few moments. That's the first thing you'll learn to master in the Donovan Sound Solution. When I showed this to Jennifer C., she later wrote, "Learning your techniques has literally saved my life. Managing my panic attacks and anxiety gave me freedom to move forward. It has been a full game changer in my own healing." Dr. Colleen C. reported a huge impact and that these techniques were wonderful for my mental and physical stress symptoms. Tatiana S. reported, "In just a few sessions, I've noticed sharper mental focus and less anxiety. Jim is an excellent instructor, very precise, patient, and knowledgeable." And Lisa H. says, "When I do use the things I've learned from Jim in Sound Solution, I find I'm more steady, less up and down in my daily life." But brain humming is just one method that I'll show you to stimulate your vagus nerve, raise your vagal tone, and open your life to calm, rest, and relief. You see, after I discovered the power of vibration to stimulate the vagus nerve, I figured there must be other parts of the body waiting to be unlocked by sound. The ancient rhythms that awaken your brain, boost memory, and support your immune system. Scientists are discovering that special rhythms may unlock a powerful healing mechanism in our bodies called entrainment. Put two pendulums next to each other and set them swinging back and forth at different speeds. Over time, those two pendulums will eventually synchronize with each other. And the same may actually happen with human beings. When scientists analyzed the brain waves of students listening to a lecture, they noticed that their brain waves actually synced up with those of the professor lecturing. Have you ever just had to nod your head or tap your foot along to a beat? Well, that's a similar thing. As part of Donovan Sound Solution, I've included a technique to entrain your body and brain with certain rhythms. Researchers have found when your body and brain entrain, it's like you've punched in secret codes that get your body to do amazing things. Levels of the stress hormone cortisol fall. The brain floods with neuroboosters to supercharge brain function. Immune system killer cells get much needed support. Heart and vascular health improve without the potentially damaging effects of strenuous exercise. And endorphins snuff out pain. In fact, an article published by Oxford even confirmed that entrainment could work wonders for the brain. In plain English, this ancient rhythmic technique could awaken the brain in ways you've never experienced before. But that's not all. This weird side effect equals better sleep, deeper breaths, clear sinuses, and a mind free of worry. I absolutely didn't intend this, but learning about my sound solution comes with an amazing side effect. Just as certain vibrations can awaken the vagus nerve, it would appear that those same vibrations also cause levels of a purifying molecule called nitric oxide to skyrocket in the body. Nitric oxide is a powerful protector for your body. It supports your body's defenses, clears out the sinus, it stimulates your cilia, the little sweepers that run through your lungs, cleaning them out. But more than that, it also helps regulate your sleep so you can wake up every morning feeling refreshed. It protects you from free radicals. It keeps your blood vessels open and supports the brain. It supports your insulin-producing beta cells. A Swedish study found that certain natural vibrations can send the nitric oxide levels in your body soaring 15 times. As part of Donovan's sound solution, I'll introduce you to a technique that has been shown to produce those same kinds of natural vibrations. When you consider just the potential side effects, it's no wonder that people travel hundreds of miles to learn these techniques. When I showed my techniques to a doctor friend of mine, not only did he start recommending it to his patients, he began using it himself. But today, for the first time ever, you can experience my sound solution from the comfort of your own home. It's not expensive at all, and it's incredibly easy. Here's how it works. You'll start by learning the basics of sound-based vagus nerve stimulation in my 4-part how-to video series. I'll show you how to get started step by step very quickly with some easy methods. When you start your Donovan sound solution, you'll get immediate access to video number 1, the 12-minute brain humming technique for instant sound-based vagus nerve stimulation. Video number 2, an all-new sound solution live masterclass. This is a complete walkthrough of all 7 parts of your new Donovan sound solution. It's an hour and 21 minutes. You'll also get video number 3, which is a live workshop called the Vagal Tone Summit. And this deepens your practice with me in a comprehensive program for improving vagal tone. It's 1 hour and 31 minutes. You'll also get video number 4, which are advanced vagus nerve methods and how working with the vagus nerve can help improve mental health. Once you've been through all 4 video sessions, you'll be ready for the next powerful part of the Donovan sound solution to go deeper into self-healing mode. I'll lead you on your first guided audio track called Awaken Your Body to Deep Healing. This audio experience is designed to put your body into an optimal state to begin improving your vagal tone. Then you'll be ready to start an important part of your sound healing experience, the 2-part guided Restore Your Vagus Nerve experience. This is where I'll show you an ancient technique that could restore your vagal tone even faster and bring your vagus nerve roaring back to life. Here's all 7 parts of the guided audio experience you'll be able to use at your fingertips in the Donovan sound solution anytime you need them. I'm with you the whole way, step by step. Together, we'll experience sound solution number 1, Awaken Your Body to Deep Healing. Number 2, Unlocking Rhythmic Healing. Sound solution number 3, Restore Your Vagus Nerve, part 1. And then number 4 is Restore Your Vagus Nerve, part 2. Then you'll be ready for sound solution number 5, which is the whole body revival. It's one of my favorite parts of the sound solution. After that, you'll get a sound bath for accelerated healing. And then sound solution number 7, which is a brain rhythm sleep induction for right before bedtime. With the 4 videos and 7 guided audio experiences, it's over 360 minutes in all, almost 6 full hours of healing. You just press play and then follow along as I guide you. It's that simple. You won't need special headphones or an expensive speaker system. You can use any phone, tablet, or computer. Don't worry, if you can read this message, you can use my sound solution. The Donovan sound solution is designed to help you create a regular routine of using sound, music, and rhythm to benefit your overall well-being. It will be there for you whenever you need it, no matter where you are. Now, fair warning, the effects on your body can be quite potent, and I recommend that you not attempt to operate machinery or drive at least for half an hour after using the Donovan sound solution. You can also get step-by-step instructions for my top techniques, including pictures and explanations, with your digital copy of my limited edition 96-page ebook called Saved by Sound. You'll read all about how I discovered every method and technique that I teach, the science behind sound and vagus nerve stimulation. I include my own journey back to vibrant health, from feeling tired and broken and fearing I had to stop doing what I love, to living more fully than I ever did during my youth. This book is full of priceless knowledge. You'll learn what Grammy Award winner Sheryl Crow taught me about healing, my brain revival technique, do it 7 times and watch what happens. A 5,000-year-old practice to get instant relief for your blocked sinuses. Step-by-step brain humming instructions you can share. The true story of the ancient sound technique that stopped a mysterious outbreak in 1960s France. But that's not all. With your Donovan Sound Solution, I'm also going to give you a brand new sound healing tool I just created called the Solomon Frequency. The Solomon Frequency is a new 60-minute guided audio sound healing experience I designed specifically to further restore your vagal tone and put your body into deep healing mode. I even wrote a 12-page report that describes all the science behind the Solomon Frequency, why it's so powerful, and how it can further stimulate your vagus nerve and entire body. You'll get the 60-minute Solomon Frequency guided audio sound healing experience and a full report for free with your Donovan Sound Solution. You'll keep the 60-minute Solomon Frequency, saved by Soundbook, and full report even if you decide my sound solution doesn't help you and you need a full refund. In just a second, I'll show you how to secure access to everything in the Donovan Sound Solution so you can get started right away at a huge discount too. And here's another feature I haven't even mentioned yet. Make your cells age in reverse. Have you ever heard of telomeres, the protective shields that guard your DNA? What scientists have discovered is that the length of your telomeres can slow or speed up aging. Ever look at your cell phone and see the little battery symbol getting lower and lower? That's essentially what's happening to the telomeres inside you right now. They get shorter and shorter until it's too late. The good news is that one of the techniques you'll learn about in my sound solution may actually lengthen your telomeres. Seniors with longer telomeres have a 3 to 8 times greater chance of living longer and staying young. One study in particular from the University of California found that after just 3 weeks of using an all-natural yet ancient technique, subjects saw a telomere length increase that was equivalent to turning the clock back 4 years. According to longevity expert and researcher Dr. Rhonda Patrick, when scientists looked at the brains of 50-year-olds who had been using this technique, they were shocked because the brains they were looking at appeared to be no older than 25 years. Unfortunately, research on this technique has been very slow, and every study seems to use a different variation on it. In Donovan Sound Solution, you'll discover the variation I personally use myself. There are so many hidden abilities and mechanisms in your body just waiting to wake up. But of course, the part of the Donovan Sound Solution that I'm most excited about is the chance to improve your vagal tone and feel an amazing new energy flowing to every part of your body, from your brain to your lungs, to your arteries, to your heart, to your cells, perhaps even to your DNA itself. Who knows what awaits when your vagus nerve roars back to life, when your system floods with purifying chemicals, when your body appears to age backwards. So let me ask, are you ready to awaken your body with sound? Then you shouldn't wait another minute. In a moment, I'm going to give you your very own personal link so that you can discover all 7 parts of the Donovan Sound Solution, my Saved by Sound book, the entire 4-part how-to video series, and of course your free Solomon Frequency bonus materials right away. Oh, but there is one catch. This special offer ends soon, so if you're interested, please don't wait. You can simply click the button below and get started right away. Now, I'm sure you're wondering what all of this costs. Well, you tell me if this is reasonable. People regularly pay thousands of dollars and travel hundreds of miles to learn these sound healing secrets from me. And the cost of developing the Donovan Sound Solution and getting this message out there were substantial, probably north of $100,000, according to my publisher. So how about this? In exchange for sharing this knowledge with you, I'll ask for 2 things. First, you tell me how your life has been transformed. I love hearing stories like that of Jim T, who wrote, "The methods that I learned are invaluable to me. No matter how fatigued I get, I am always energized." Or that of Sandra S, who wrote, I feel much more in control in managing my life. And I also heard from Michelle M., who says, after your exercises, I physically feel better, less congested, lungs and breathing are much improved. I've appreciated Jim's knowledge and skill. He's always welcoming everyone at whatever level they may be. Will my sound solution prove to be a similar breakthrough for you? I want to know. Second, I will ask you to pay a small amount to cover the expenses that went into making all of this possible. Don't worry, you won't have to pay anywhere near the thousands of dollars that private sessions with me cost, even though you'll be getting the same powerful experience. Instead, you'll get an extremely deep discount, probably less than the cost of your monthly cable bill. And I'd argue that the Donovan Sound Solution is a lot better for you than whatever cable news is pushing at the moment. Oh, and this amount is 100% refundable. I guarantee that you will be thrilled with the Donovan Sound Solution, and if at any time you are not, you can receive all of your money back. I believe firmly that if you're not satisfied in your experience in learning how to stimulate your vagus nerve for any reason at all, then I cannot in good conscience keep your money. So here's the deal. Take all the time you need to try out my sound solution, a month, a year, even 2 years. If you're not completely satisfied in your Donovan Sound Solution experience, please request a full refund without a single question asked. Simply click the button below to review my terms on the next page. If you are looking for a way to retake control of your life and your health, like I was, then I want you to take me up on this offer. You owe it to yourself and you risk nothing. And if you're at all undecided, let me transmit one last piece of advice from an old friend. Years ago, I was out on the road on my first night of touring with Carlos Santana. Towards the end of Santana's set, Carlos has me take a drum solo. I'm so nervous, I flub it. In fact, I flub it every single night for the rest of the tour. All the time wondering, why the heck is he still even asking me to do it? Until the last night of the tour, San Francisco, packed house. I figure at that point, I've got nothing to lose. The damage is done anyway. That night, I played the best drum solo of my life. The crowd was roaring, and I remember Carlos turning to me with that big smile of his. He was waiting for that moment. He was waiting for me to achieve something great. Today, I want to do the same for you. I'm holding this door open, but at the end of the day, you need to take the first step. Just click the button below. You can review my offer in full and decide if this is for you at no risk whatsoever. There's virtually no part of your body that cannot benefit from my sound solution. It's like washing your mind and body in the harmony of life that surrounds you each and every day. You just need to reach out and grab it. The best part is anyone can use it. Simply click the link below. I look forward to our work together. Oh, and on the next page, you'll find even more special bonus features to my sound solution. But you must act now. Simply click below to get started.